Previously on Primal Tendencies. Recently I made some clay pots and planted native corn, squash, and bean seeds to have a controlled food supply for the fall. Horticulture in this landscape and climate will be challenging, but I am going to try. I am blessed that there are wild plants and trees producing food now. One such tree is a favorite of mine, Palo Verde. The green pods contain tender, tasty beans that are pleasant to eat raw, and I can collect a lot of them in a short time. Meanwhile, at the hut, the seeds I planted are growing well. Wild sour berries are ripe, and other plants will soon be producing food. I have more pottery to fire, and I have enough bricks to finish building the hut. But first, I want to plant my garden. Preparing a small garden plot was a lot more work than I had anticipated. I doubt that this garden will be successful because I don't yet have a system for collecting water and distributing it to the plants when I'm not here. It hasn't rained in 3 months, and the weather is getting hot. All I can do now is water the plants while I'm here and pray for rain.